What's up? How's everybody doing out here? You guys good?
Good.
The homies out here. So I've done this before with Zaya, Junior, and Billy, but I wanted to invite some new blood. So I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves, starting with Jay.
What's up? What's up? Thank you, everyone, for having me. My name is Jay Cruz. Jay Cruz from Tacos and Tattoos. Jay Cruz from Dade County.
You DJ now, though. So you're a master of none, as we were just talking earlier.
I am. If we're going to run through the trades, I do feel limitless when it comes to what I can do. So I do DJ. I love it. I'm getting involved. I'm a student who's learning, and I'm putting in my 10,000 hours just to get to that next level. So I'm working on that for sure. I'm working with my hands a lot. Next to my homeboy Jimmy's on the other side of the table. Between visual branding, creative cowboys, and our production and producing, we're using these hands to conceptualize ideas for ourselves and for others, major brands, independent artists, major artists. Pretty much anyone who has some sort of new campaign happening. If we can find a way to fit in, we're taking part in that as well. And outside of that, I am the taco dude. I love making tacos. I love tacos, and I rep tacos.
Yeah, slanging tacos in the hood, bro. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy, we got Jimmy. Look,
Yo.
one of my favorite things you ever made was upstairs, or actually is right there. But like the craftsmanship of it. I fell in love with that little Rocky the record that you made.
You brought him to life.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, that's you?
That's me, bro.
Hey, okay.
Sorry, I ruined the
Respect.
introduction, but introduce yourself.
My name's Jimmy. I go by Jimmy Gold, and I just create, man. Different mediums. The more I learn, the better, the funner it becomes.
Normally, I would ask, how'd you guys get your start and all that, but I want to skip, because we've all worked, not all of us at once, but we have all technically have worked together in some form or another. We did the event last year. Well, technically this year. I've known you for so long. We've crossed paths so many times at the clubs, and when you were Banana Man as well. So you guys don't know that's Banana Man, the Miami Heat Banana Man.
No.
Yeah, you did look familiar.
He wasn't allowed to talk back then, but he could talk now. So
Now I can say
I wanted to
anything.
ask about collaboration, because it's not easy, even with a friend. So I wanted to know,
Facts.
how do you go about collabing with? Because you're doing a bunch. You're doing an event this Saturday with the R&B kids.
Yes, sir.
How do you go about collaborating with new blood? You get me? Do you let them do their thing? Do you take control? Is it like a 50-50?
Oh, it's definitely a 50-50. A lot of opportunities they come by someone approaching me. I think when they approach me is when I typically pay the most attention, because I do feel as if someone has an idea, but they usually don't approach because they believe that maybe I'm not interested, or which is the total opposite. I'm pretty much interested in creating constantly. I love being busy. It's more my own time has been dedicated to projects I already currently have happening. So, when I'm approached, it's definitely when I take it serious to have an event happen, especially if I'm let me take it back. I like collabing when the event makes sense on both parties, and it's hard to stray away from the ones I don't want to do, but I end up not doing. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to me looking for collaborations, there are some brands and artists and individuals that I want to work with within the hospitality industry, or just really any industry. It depends on what we do together. I do make approaches. I have got no's too. I know how to navigate those as well. I don't take it personal. We just move on, and I've ended up working with them later too. So collabs for me, in a nutshell, are easy to come by as long as the approach is made, either from the person or from myself to the person.
I like that you said that you got no's, and eventually, because no is a big thing in Miami, and it's usually no and that's it. people will hold a grudge against you forever and
Yeah.
never want to work with you, even though you're doing cool shit. So I like that you have that old school mentality of like, we'll meet each other again type shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it happens pretty often, and I think that's just another moment to grow, and and depending on how I react to the no, also can affect it later, So typically when it's a no, it's okay, I'm ready to move forward. Now, when I give out my no's to the local public, right, where events come to me, I really try and take on most of the projects that are up and coming, because my restaurant kind of thrives on opening up the space for creating. So it's difficult to say no when it's something that it has to do with my community building in my space, And as a matter of fact, I'm grateful for it, because it shows that people who want to be involved in this industry, which is just creative altogether, want to come to me and use my home to kind of showcase that. And I think I love that,
It was like a beacon for
Yeah.
like new creators, especially Kendall. Kendall doesn't get a lot of love, and a lot of the kids out there love working within that Kendall community. So you just shed a light on a spot that anyone can go to.
Absolutely.
I love that.
There's a renaissance in Kendall.
And I want to move over to Jimmy, because you guys are collabing now, like as a team with obviously others. But how'd that go about? Because I met you recently, so I guess to me you're
Yeah.
pretty new. So like I
Yeah.
would love to hear how that came about.
I've known Jay since Boys and Girls Club days, flag football, 125 club. But recently, like 6 months ago, you guys got into this space 6 months ago, right? Like 6 months ago, or in the beginning of the year, he had a warehouse pretty much the same size as this. One day I saw it, it was, un poquito tirado. It wasn't suited up to either work there.
It was a
Storage unit. I just had a little, like, we were smoking, we were chilling, had a little light bulb moment for some reason, it just pops up. I'm like, yo, what if I ransack your warehouse, clean it up, and then we just like cook up in there? I'll pay you a monthly fee, whatever it is, and at least I have space, because my house was getting crazy. Like, all these years I've worked out of my garage, and I've had a 12-foot by 4-foot table in there. I've had machines, I have workout equipment, like the space was already telling me to leave. Like, I was already rubbing elbows with the space. So that came about, and then ever since we got in there, it's just natural collaboration with Jay. Like, he likes to get his hands dirty. I have work that requires that, and sometimes a little bit more than what we think. But ever since then, it's just been flow, like we're just on a river.
I think that chemistry, and just to like piggyback there, getting my hands dirty is something that I'm just used to. These calluses, they've got years on them. Like, we built these restaurants with these hands. And we did several projects within the restaurant before that. And I think when the warehouse came about, we kind of unified to, put all of our expertise into one house kind of deal. So
In the restaurant, just for the people that know tacos, I did the countertop.
Oh shit.
That was like the first time me and him rekindled a little bit, and we started chilling more. We did the stripes on top of the bar too.
that's already
And
like
then-
5 years old.
Huh?
That's got like 5 years on it
Yeah,
already.
yeah. And the sign that says "Cooking with Heat," I made that too. And then all the little cutouts. Some you see the restaurant with logos and stuff. That's just collectibles from a bunch of different collaborations that we've done.
That's dope. I didn't know that you did the countertop. That's dope.
Yeah, that was crazy. We poured on site, flipped each counter.
800-pound, 1,000-pound
Dude,
countertop.
dude.
It was crazy.
600-pound
It was like
table.
15 people or 12 people carrying that shit.
Sweating, screaming at each other. Don't drop! Oh, move back! Oh, yo!
And there was some decisions made on the spot, some improvised decisions.
Yeah.
We grabbed the silicone mats and we pressed them into the counter.
Yeah.
So we made molds essentially for later on when you'd operate the bar or when you work the bar. The silicone mats actually slid into their pockets
yeah.
rather than just float on top of the
That's
bar.
dope.
So it kind of gave the bar, a sleek.
That was impromptu too. It was
Yeah.
just
We also put live wood. That was
Live
another one of
wood.
your ideas.
Dude,
Putting
wild.
That's how the pyramids were made.
That was
facts. Yeah.
that was,
We're thinking
dude, that was
like
when,
that.
when you reach for more than you can chew.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
one of those moments. But it's there. It lives.
It does.
That'll survive an apocalypse, bro. That countertop. I swear to God.
Billy, what about you? Because you know, it's a lot of us are masters of none. You're a master of your craft, like legit.
Yeah.
You've done the work. You've done the work to
Sometimes-
become one. I think
Sometimes, yeah.
you're in your tenure. What they say, like to teachers and shit. Like you're a chef. You get me? You're not a fucking social media expert. You're not a DJ. You're not an artist. You're a fucking chef, which is also an artist.
And more than a chef, I think I'm just a caterer, and I just the way I didn't like we talked last time. I didn't consider myself a creator till recently, and I have been creating. But sometimes you just get structure, and you're in that lane of growing the business and this and that, and you forget about the other aspects, the community, the giving back, and those are things that I've. Now that I'm a little more comfortable financially with the business, with the growth, is things that I focus on, and I feel that. But at no point do I consider myself a master or anything. I just like doing what I like, and I do things I want to do, and I cook food I want to eat, and that's what I do. At the end of the day,
It's a
that's
piece of
like-
yourself.
Yeah,
How do you
Amazing.
take collabing as a?
I love collabing, and then most of the time, and I, probably Jay, you really don't even make money collabing.
No.
But it's just I'd say to stay relevant, to do something cool, to just keep growing. And like if I do something with you, you're gonna bring your people. I'm gonna bring my people. Those people are gonna meet. In
That's it.
between just that, there's people networking and there's things creating that doesn't have to even do with you and me, but we created that.
Yeah, that moment,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That moment, and that things like that are dope. And people seeing each other, they haven't seen each other in 10 years, but because they're friends with you and they're friends with me, they see each other there and things like that. It's
Yeah.
dope.
Food is one of
Absolutely.
those things we all have in common.
That organic network, like you said.
Bro, food, aromas, and music. Things that like you could taste something, you could hear something, you could smell something, and they'll take you right back to the spot, like nothing else. Like the other day, I was talking to Gabe that works with me, and Alejandro Sanz came up, Corazón Partido, and I remember exactly because my mom used to love that. So I remember exactly the first time I heard that fucking song.
I was driving over on the way here, and I told Jimmy, I was like, "Damn, I need to hear this song." I don't know why it hit me. I was like, I need to go back to this Travis fucking mixtape that he re-released on Apple Music.
Oh yeah, the road
yeah.
to Bird Trap or whatever.
Rodeo, yeah,
to
yeah.
Rodeo, yeah.
And I just had to fucking go and listen to a specific track just to kind of like, I don't know, set the mood for getting over here, you know? And I was telling him mid-track, like, damn, I'm getting chills. Like, this is the moment that I remember quitting my job at Burger and Beer Joint in Brickell to, you know, pursue what I was gonna do now.
And people probably telling you
Tacos
you're
and stuff.
crazy, that you're an idiot, like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the people
Yeah.
you were working, your manager didn't understand that shit.
Nope,
Like,
nope,
people
nope, nope.
people look at you and they probably see you like this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and
But especially in food and anything,
They're projecting themselves on
no
you.
one
Yeah,
thought, no
'cause
one
they,
thought
because they
I,
don't have the
they can't-
balls. 'Cause
yeah,
they
they
don't have,
can't
they
do
can
it.
do it because they don't have the balls.
They don't even
and
wanna
they could-
try.
And you know what?
anybody.
They could probably do it.
Yep.
They just don't have the
That
just-
one thing,
yeah,
the
that one-
balls,
just-
the it
Yeah.
thing to.
Because I don't think I'm
To
special,
go over the
bro.
hump.
I don't think I'm special. I think I'm just like to do what I do and I do it. And
Roll
I
with
think
the
people
punches.
just could do.
I think that's what
everything.
makes you special, though.
Having the
that-
balls, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. I feel that anybody could do. Of course, I'm not gonna go and dunk because I can't go fly or I can't go swim with fucking Michael Phelps. There's things that you can't do, but you could definitely find a niche and do something cool, and like you don't have to work that 9 to 5, be a miserable fucking corporate slave. And people like that. Do it. Be the best fucking corporate slave.
They
Yeah,
know
but
that in
like
the
that,
back of their
but dude.
mind, which is why they project that.
Yeah,
Because they're
and
like, damn,
and
this
then
guy
like,
said, fuck,
hey,
I'm gonna do it.
multiple
And I
chefs
can't.
told me, bro, you're not gonna make money. You're not gonna like. They're not even chefs anymore.
yeah, yeah.
Things like that. You know how many people I know that went to culinary school, did this, follow the path, and now they drive Uber? And I'm not knocking them down, but like, you didn't do it.
But and they
You
were
didn't do
knocking
it.
you down.
And they were knocking me down.
The entire time.
Because
and while
you
you were
had
hustling
a
and
little balls to
everything.
think different.
Yep.
Like, who would have told you that you were gonna get here 10 years? Probably few people believed in you. Very
Yeah.
few at the beginning.
I remember the day that Jay told me he was gonna open a restaurant. It was in my backyard. He told us, me and my brother, and like, bro, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when he did it, I was like, yo, you did it, bro. Like, you opened the restaurant, you said it, and you did it. And that, as a kid, that's huge because everybody has ideas. And I like,
I was
the
22.
sticker says just do shit.
No,
a lot of people
at this
just
point,
don't do
you
shit.
just gotta be realistic and execute and go. And
I asked a lot of questions, you know, and
No, and it's not that he did it; he's still doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Facts.
is a
And no,
key factor about that.
Papo,
Thank you.
10 years in the restaurant industry,
It's
the
unheard of,
percentages
really.
are fucking
Yeah.
10%.
No,
Yeah, but-
surviving
Yeah.
this has been
But he's
just
not-
as hard as pandemic.
I think, like his name says in the restaurant, like, I don't think he's selling mostly tacos. He's selling culture. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Community.
Like
Community,
Nike. They're not
culture.
selling apparel. They're selling
A lifestyle brand.
yeah, story. Like, just do it. You know what I'm saying? And then what do you use to do it? You wear the shit.
Well, what's crazy is like when you think back, like going the traditional route, like it's traditionally in our head, like, oh, that sounds safe and comfortable. But now after doing it for 10 years, it's almost like, bro, it's actually the opposite. Like you're almost like if you just work a 9 to 5 or work for somebody, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you're relying on someone. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not the thing that you love. So imagine how hard you would work if it was your thing.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like it only makes sense to do the thing you love because like you're gonna be there more longevity
Absolutely. Absolutely.
than relying on someone that literally you could work for a company in 20 years, which happens all the time, and then they
Gone.
lay you off,
yeah.
and then what do you do?
And you're capped.
And you're capped.
Not
You
only,
can never.
not only financially creative with your time. At the end of the day, the most important thing in this world is time. That's
Yeah.
the least thing we have. Because money, you could fucking win the lotto tomorrow. You have $500 million in the bank account, and fuck it. You didn't deserve it. You didn't do anything. You just bought a fucking ticket. That was luck. But time, health, and time. That's the only thing you can't get back.
Yeah, that's facts. I do feel limitless too. Now that you know, I still feel like it's all surreal. The restaurant, the experiences I've had these last couple years. Actually, my entire fucking life feels like a movie, you know. And that's why I can comfortably say that when I want to move into a new field, I take it just as serious as I did when I opened up the restaurant, you know. And when it comes into DJing is a great one because you know it's something that I kind of took serious about a year ago, and I stopped telling myself, you know, a little more than a year ago, I stopped telling myself like, you know, I'm gonna do this later. But I had preached to my family and my wife and most of my closest friends that I was gonna take this serious in my 30s, and I was gonna, you know, fulfill this new void or this void that was in me for just exploring sounds and playing them publicly, you know, and learning. And it's been a journey. And just like DJing, that next step in my life, when it comes to what's next, is gonna be just as serious, you know, and that's gonna be in the more.
But
Go
with
ahead.
everything you've done in 10 years, you're not scared for the next step.
Yeah,
At the end
yeah.
of the day, and it happens, you know what? It's exciting. And you know now, the worst case scenario, fuck, I'll close it. I'll start doing something else. I'll learn something. But at the end of the day, if you go with fear and saying, I can't do it,
You can't.
because you had struggles in 10 years. It wasn't that you opened the restaurant, it was an overnight success. You had support, you did good. But how many headaches, how many things you still have to this day?
Oh, it's endless.
And it's made you
It's-
strong, and that's why you feel that you could do anything, because you've gone through all those trials and tribulations, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
It's a 50-50, you know? Successful today and you struggle tomorrow. But then you're successful the next one. You know, it's a good balance. It's a good give and take.
But at this stage, I tell you, who you believe in? You believe in yourself. You
Oh,
wake
yeah.
up next day, hey, if you lose tomorrow, everything you have today, you have $0. You're fucking scared for the next dollar, but you know you can make it.
Oh, yeah.
And not many people have that.
It's reputation,
100%.
man. Reputation is worth a lot.
And not everybody has a boss, and that.
I feel like I can piggyback on this next round because challenges is like a thing that we've all gone through, especially doing something new. Let's start with Zaya, because you're in a challenge right now. We both kind of are doing the same thing, but I want to focus on you. Like we're on our next step, our future step, and we're collabing with people. We're collabing with bigger business. You get me? Like, and we don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
We're like focusing now on like luck, not luck, but like our vibes are gonna go well together. Let's hope for the best. That's how I kind of feel like it's
Yeah.
going. how do you think, how is this challenge that we're going through right now, do you think is going to affect you? Especially output and like.
I mean, for me, and I think maybe it's a good question because like we're kind of similar in that sense where we've always been very independent. So I've actually never given collaboration the importance in the past where I felt like I should have, because I was always like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Like I don't, like that's a headache if I have to like ask for something or like if I have to collaborate with someone. So I was always like me. Where in the last couple of years I've been more like, yo, exactly what all you guys were saying. Like the collaboration is like super important. It's also like in our nature, it's human nature. Like I can't just be on my computer all day doing my own shit. Like I need to be open to new ideas, like get different perspectives.
It takes an army, bro.
It takes an army, and like you can't do everything, or at least everything you want to do, you can't do it alone. So for me, it's actually been like more of a learning experience that I'm like, yo, I don't have to rely only on myself. Maybe, and especially being in this space, is like I feel like have more backup, where it's like maybe I have an idea that maybe I'm not even gonna execute, but like, yo, this might be something dope that like you guys can do, or like I can help with, but like you guys could take it to the next level. But now it's not just sitting in my brain. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not just like, oh yeah, fuck, I'll do that later, because right now it's impossible.
We did a podcast together, and the reason why I'm here is because of that pod. Because I was just like, nah, I'd rather do it alone. Like, I only trust myself with whatever. And then he's like, bro, you never know another perspective, how another perspective can help you even more. And that, like, I kept that in my brain till like they posted a thing like, oh, we need an editor. And I was just like, just give me the spot.
Yeah.
Because I came in, I felt the energy.
Yeah.
You walk in here, you feel like creative energy automatic off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah. Feels good.
So I was like, I just went home and I was like, if they ever need something, I'm just gonna say, just hire me, bro. Like I don't care. I don't care how much it is. I'm here for the love.
No, and I think it also with timing and everything, like you said, like we always say like the vibes, just, you know. But it is a thing, and like the vibes and everything lined up with the timing of like yo, now I do have a space to like let that out when I need to, and then when I need to like just put my head down and work, I'll do that on my own. But like I didn't know it at the time, but I was missing that, like, yo, I need to, like, I can't just be alone all the time and, like, email ideas or, like, hey, let's hop on a call. Like, I need to be in there, like, yo, what if we do this? Because it just leads to more shit. And then now you have, like, people that you can actually do things with, not just, like, how the fuck am I going to put this together myself? Like,
Absolutely.
so I think for me, it's been actually refreshing, where it's, like, I'm like almost learning, like, yo, I gotta like be more collaborative.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it as that, and like also like we were just saying, like to me it's not. I mean, it's a challenge, but it's not scary, because bro, like you were saying, I've done so much shit that like this is just like a plus for me. So it's not like if it all goes to shit, it was still a great learning experience, and like I've gotten so much from it. It's only we just started, so like
No, and you also create a foundation. At no point, nobody in this table starting today.
exactly.
Like we're starting new projects, new things, but you already have your foundation.
And that's why I think
It's easier.
It's made the most sense and felt right, because it's not like, hey, let's start this thing. It's kind of like how you guys, like, he was doing this, you were doing that, but the
It works.
timing was just like, yo, maybe we could do something together, because I'm doing this and you're doing that.
But it doesn't work. It doesn't work with everyone though.
Yeah.
It doesn't naturally, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I think something can always grow from a collaboration, but I think, and it's sometimes people don't allow others to shine in on what they're good at because of just egos and stuff. But I think the funnest part of that is what comes out of it. I think it's the best. Like you collaborate with somebody and you let the best idea win, not the best person win.
Exactly. Yeah.
And bro, something always comes out dope.
Because at the end of the day, if you're collabing, it's not a person, it's a collab.
It is the collab.
And even if I only did this part and you did the whole table, it's
Yeah,
a collab.
exactly.
But this thing could be the most important thing on the whole thing, the thing that
Even
people
if it's
remind
not.
But at the end of the day, it's the collab, and you're working on a goal together, not what Jimmy could do, what Billy could do, Jay
Exactly.
do, and say I do. No, it's a collab. It's something, and that's, I tell people, let people work. Like, if you tell me, Billy, come and make me the menu, I'm gonna give you the fucking best menu you could do, because you're asking me what I could do.
Yeah.
when people come and tell me and show up with a whole fucking menu already, I'm like, bro, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But how is that gonna be special? I'm not creating anything. You created it yourself. You're not letting me work. I'll do it, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back on some of these ideas and how they happen. At least for me, not a single thing at Tacos has been done without a team behind it. You know, I'm definitely. I've put my face out there for TNT, you know, and I'm proud of it, and I take it, you know, as responsibly as I can. You know what I mean? I might be out on the street smoking blunts, but you know, outside of that, everything that we've done at Tacos has always required a second opinion from one of my ideas. You know what I mean? And I've also involved the people around me to have their say in what should be the next move, and I've had faith in them to put that out there together, right? To conceptualize one of those ideas that we had and essentially put everybody on the same idea, generalized idea, which is tacos needs to be fucking great. We need to put out good food. We need to, you know, provide great things, you know, and it takes an army. It takes a team.
What about you, Junior? 'Cause you come from a pretty dope collab, like, especially after I heard the pod that you did with Zaya, with Jimmy Greenup, and then collabing with people on the Heat. You get me? I know you were collabing with probably the other dancer. I don't know, Apple. I don't know what. I know you're a banana, but.
Well, Bernie,
Bernie.
the mascot. So, collab has always been something that's been like a message that I've always tried to preach, but preaching to like the silent masses in a sense, like it's been a tough time to collab here, per se, where like I've always tried to bring a message, bring that vibe of like the best ball, the best idea. Like in golf, they play best ball. So it doesn't matter who hit the best shot, like we're all playing that shot and then moving forward and so on and so forth. So I've always like wanted to do that and felt like I haven't been able to. And it wasn't until like opportunities in the Heat, being surrounded by other creatives, other people that just were preaching ideas and wanted to make the best idea happen. But I think the biggest collaboration was definitely with Jimmy Greenup, that one at Live, with the intro by Dave Grubman, going back to that. Piecing me with someone that I felt like was also yelling to the silent masses in this sense, it was that like spark that you finally felt heard, you finally felt seen, and you finally felt like you're gonna be able to create on this like crazy frequency that you were trying to reach, but you couldn't find that one thing to unlock that. This place here is like the biggest explosion out of all of that. Cause like everything just lined up, like Zaya was saying, like in our lives, where we're at, everyone here is like a different part of like this beautiful thing that was broken, that we're all like, yo, you're that missing piece here, you're that missing piece here, you're that kintsugi reference that I made, like, it's a Japanese thing.
What's the
broken
reference?
Kintsugi, broken pottery.
Oh, nice.
You put it back together with gold to show that the broken can be made more beautiful and still made whole and stuff. So
Beauty and imperfection.
So like being here, that's been like what's been like woven right now between all of us. The fact that people are just showing up and saying, fuck it, whatever. Sign me up, I'm down, because like your vibe attracts your tribe, and I feel that energy, I feel that vibe here and shit. One army, one tribe, one fam, one village, like one band, one sound. Like everyone's in that same like vibe with that. Dylan. Like we're all on that. Like
Talking about tribe and community, what school did you go to?
I went to Columbus,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I don't know.
I feel like you're a Kendall dude for some reason. I feel a little Kendall vibe.
So I'm an unincorporated Dade.
Okay.
Again, I've been yelling to the silent masses.
Okay.
Because I've always felt like I've been in this like random purgatory, this random place. Like,
Yeah,
I've always been
you
the
were
black
put there.
sheep of the family,
Yeah.
the black sheep of like Miami in this sense, because where you from? I can't rep Kendall. Like, I'm by Kendall, I'm by Tamiami, I'm by Doral, I'm by Fountain Blue, I'm by Sweetwater.
Yeah.
But I went to school in Westchester. You know, I
Well,
was
us and Kendall
working in downtown.
gladly bring you into our tribe, bro. We accept you.
Yo, thank you.
But
Thank
why
you.
area you lived in? Because I felt similar, but I just rep Kendall.
He reps Kendall, but he's not. Like, because he's like on 8th
We
Street.
found this out the other day that I'm the same in another area.
In a
It's like
different pocket.
People would ask me, and I would never know. I'm right between South Miami and West Miami by Flagler, but it's actually unincorporated. So it's not really-
And we looked this shit up, and we're
I
like,
know, I'm
we're the
unincorporated
two
for sure.
random gray things. Like everything is colorful, and this random little zigzag here, Zaya, and then me over here in the west side.
So like depending on who I would talk to, I'd be like, oh, I live in West Miami. But then if I was like, oh, you're more over there, I'm like, oh, I'm from South Miami. Like, you know, like to kind of connect. But
Yeah.
I never
Growing
really
up,
know.
I would say Tamiami because I grew up playing in Tamiami.
Yeah.
So I just say Tamiami for the most part, but 305 at the end of the day, like
305, bro.
Dade County.
And that's
That's
what
a
it
thing,
is.
though. Kendall's a thing, though. You get me? Like,
Kendall's
you're
a
from
thing.
Kendall, you rep Kendall. Like
Now-
when I
now,
moved here,
Kendall's the hood.
I went straight to Kendall.
Are we going Kendall's the hood?
It's not the hood.
like
it's our
A-Rod,
hood.
Kendall's the hood.
It's our hood.
All right.
Bro, we just say the hood. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean like it's the
Yeah,
hood.
no.
I actually saw a
You know?
podcast where a guy that's running for mayor literally called was talking about
Yeah.
Kendall. He's like, yeah, people live in the hood. I live in the hood. And I was
Shout
just
out. That's my
Yeah,
commissioner, bro,
Yeah.
in West Kendall.
No, but he's done stuff.
Huh?
No, he's doing cool
He's
shit.
super cool.
He's done stuff.
He's super cool. I like that pod too. Like, but like him saying that, I was like, oh, for sure. That's just a
It's
Kendall
just
thing
an
to say.
abbreviation for neighborhood,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like,
It's not that we're in the hood because like. it's
but
obviously
there
not.
is hood shit going down.
Yes.
I mean,
Let me tell you.
Especially
Actually,
when we
a
were
nice
younger.
area as well.
right now it's way
Oh, yeah.
better.
bro, in those nice areas
is
when we were
better now.
younger, it was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
It is
It's
better.
like every pocket though that has its little.
Right now it's a lot better.
Because
Dudes.
Kendall.
Yeah, Snapper Creek had
I'm
a police
unincorporated
route.
Miami-Dade, but I always said Kendall. I was
he
on
reps-
10th
he
Street
reps
and
Kendall.
149.
Which is
That's
not
right.
Kendall.
10th Street and 149.
But I grew up in Country Walk for a little bit too. Like
Kendall.
my first 5 years were in Country Walk. I went to Arvida.
Kendall.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're in Kendall. Yeah, our Vita boy. That's right.
Jay, you where at?
Kendall.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family got to Kendall when I was like 7 or 8.
I love hearing that. My family got to Kendall. It's almost like
Different
you know, like
Yeah, no,
they,
no,
they
'cause
reach like
we always in
I
Miami.
never
though.
said Miami. I always said like, oh yeah, I moved to Kendall when I was
From
this
when
age.
I tell out of town people, I'm like, oh, I lived in the heart of Miami, like Miami.
Dude, there's a renaissance in Kendall. I'm not kidding.
No, bro.
Huge.
Food,
Huge.
drinks,
No, everything.
Everything.
Art, like Kendall, and the thing is, that Kendall. Oh my God, Kendall has always had talent, but it went somewhere else. Like they
Yeah.
were showing their talent.
Bro.
Now they're trying to show the
and
talent in
everyone was
Kendall.
so tired too because they be saying, "Where do I gotta go? I live in Kendall, bro. Do you understand? Why you sending me over here? I live in Kendall."
that,
like,
that whole thing stopped. I think.
Dude, we
Yeah,
should give
because
Kendall
now
like a
shit
Michelin
started coming
star,
to
you know?
Kendall.
Travel to Kendall, you know?
Nah,
you must
I feel
get in
that
your
pain
car,
all the time.
head over.
I used to like hate on it, like, bro, just come to Kendall, bro. It's not that far. But now I live in the heart of Miami. It's tough for me to go to Kendall. Man.
My joke was always like, oh, I gotta stop at the Rest Plaza to get some snacks.
There's literally one on right there on 120.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like that road trip because of that.
But there really is one right there. Like
Yeah, 120.
Yeah.
Our sponsor for the episode, Billy G, brought us some snacks.
Aquí.
You guys want to grab
shit.
some?
Wait, it's one aquí. Or you want to put
Shout
it
out
somewhere
Billy
else?
G.
It's a
There's a,
full
there's a
meal.
table there.
Oh, en la mesa, ponlo en la mesa ya. Okay. It's a full meal. I have
That's
to
right,
hear
we
the
want to go
whole-
golfing, bro.
Bring that tonight.
Actual merch that you wear.
And that's what he does. Like random stuff, like the jackets, the stuff that normal companies don't do. The branding, he's done super dope things that people want to actually wear.
The raincoats were a hit. The raincoats.
To be honest, even before that, even before you went on that, like, let's make a clothing brand, the shit that you made before was still fire.
The
Thank you,
papers,
partner.
everything. Like the papers was genius. I always tell people that that's just
Oh.
fucking.
The
Hey,
taco papers?
yeah.
But there was a time before tacos where I was making one-off garments. Shout out my boy Brian. We had a thing in high school called Flat Black Fleet Clothing. It was a crazy tongue twister, but Flat Black Fleet Clothing. Holy shit, it was a sentence. FBFC was the abbreviation. But all of our homies around us and both our families wiped us out clean from our first order. And we had like, I don't know, over 1,000 tees, or it was a shitload of fucking merch. Not 1,000, it was like 500, but we got rid of everything. And we got a good little bag off of it. And Brian had made the biggest investment, so clearly, paid back his investment, and then we split some money there. But that was enough money for me to eventually grab that and meet him in Atlanta. You know, I had saved some money too from serving, but there was a moment where before tacos, I was still creating, still diving into fashion. I like fashion. You know, I think a sense of style, at least for me. You know, I think I have a taste within the things that I like and I like to produce. You know, so yeah, fashion was there, music was there too. I remember I had speakers under my bed, like 212s under my bed. And, you know, we turned that shit up and it was just for sexual activities, you know what I mean? Like, we were trying to chingar while also
That's
listening to
fucking
some good
genius, by
shit,
the
you
way.
know? Like, the vibrations were real, you know? The finger work was fire.
My dog.
That shit
Fuck
make
a
the
water
bed
bed.
bounce.
Feel the subwoofer.
Yeah, I feel these fucking subs under you, you know? It was good. The cheeks would shake. Yeah. So it was a small earthquake.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Those good times, bro. I think
but I
those
think-
times before tacos were just so experimental, and it definitely shaped my career later. You know, the traveling.
The DJ life of mine, I feel like that was like my training for what I'm doing now.
Heard
And
that.
It's all
made me
training, bro.
Older. It made me realize what I do and don't like, and now I really
Yeah.
know that like I didn't like DJing like how I thought I did.
Heard.
And to
It was
say
just like-
no, right?
And I learned back
You
then
know,
I was saying yes the whole time. Yeah, but now I know like
That's,
Polly, I'm a little intrigued. So, are you DJing at all anymore?
I do Sobe seafood. That's it. Whatever events
Oh.
they want me to do, which is like 2 or 3 times a year, I'll do because I like working with. It's for me. It's about working with the person.
Yeah.
So with them, very easygoing. I love them.
They let you do your thing.
let me
There's
do
no
my thing.
limitation.
There's no limits at all, and it's great. They're cool people. You know, I hang out with them. Like they're family now.
Sweet.
So like whenever they call, I'll do
We're
it.
talking about Val, right? Val
Yeah,
and her friend.
Valerie.
Yeah, amazing.
She's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best. She's
She
the
showed me a
best.
lot of love through the years.
Yeah, exactly. And like for me, like she, like helped me help get my friends involved.
Shout out Val.
Shout out Val. You know, Fonzo was in it because I was like, yo, that's
Facts.
my good friend. We all somehow like got all of our friends involved. I got all the Rockwell DJs DJing the event
Yeah.
too. So like, I can only work with people like that. And unfortunately, there's like a handful of those type of people. They're the only ones that call. And they're the only ones that I wouldn't hesitate to say yeah. Like I'll just say yeah.
Under. Got it.
But yeah, I'm pretty retired, bro. Like it's over. I might do a set at tacos one day. Like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
things like that. I'll do. Like I'll do one here. I'm
Ese-
definitely
I
gonna do a
love that
set
you
here.
said
one
that
day.
because you know I gotta tease
Ese-
you a little bit.
ese-
you know,
I,
get you
I
out
saw
for a
him
second.
cheesing. I'm like, let me just let you know I will DJ.
Let me
Yeah.
let him
The
know.
thing is that you still love DJ.
You got me.
You don't want it to be your job. You don't want it to be the only thing you do, and the headaches that come with dealing with the people for DJing.
I guess yeah. I don't like the politics. And shit.
You
Yeah.
know, but there's something else for me. It's you know, Zaya, we're getting to know each other real good now too, and everyone on the table. You feel me? But Polly, for me and you, I've known you just as long as I've known Jimmy.
Yeah, I've
you
known
know,
you for
I was a kid.
over
I'm
a
still a
decade.
kid. You know, I still
Yeah.
feel like a kid, but no. But I've known you so long, and for me to even get behind a controller or a board or experiment publicly, the people I'm thinking about that are watching me are the people that have been in this game for years, and to show you, not to show you, but to be able to stand by you and maybe even share that moment with you one time is something that's on my bucket list, So I want to stand there with you one day, and be able to like share that experience, because me and you've done several things together throughout the years, and it's countless. Billy, you've been a part of a lot of those as well, and mostly around food. But when it comes to different mediums, like you said, I want to explore now. Maybe that with again, it could be just one moment. And it could come again in 10 years or not. But I look forward to hopefully pushing you to do that.
Nah. There's no pushing with you. You get me? Like
Right.
you can nice shove me a little bit.
didn't
It's like
The
Break?
food ready?
Yeah.
Let's take a little food break. Brought to you by Chef Billy G. Chef
yes,
Billy
sir.
G.
Shout out,
Shout out Chef
Catering.com.
Billy G.
Let's go. Yo, vibe.
I thought I was gonna have one last question, but actually want one before that. We'll go. Would that be clockwise? memorable projects in like the past 10 years that you've done.
Oh fuck, bro, has to be cooking for Obama.
Damn.
Like,
You gotta
Drop
tell
the
some
mic,
details about
bro.
how
Drop the mic.
mic drop.
Like,
Mic drop. Like
it was cooking for Obama for a fundraiser at Alonso Morning's house, and it's not the aspect of cooking for Obama. Like it was crazy, but everything that had to do with that aspect was insane. And I was still a young buck, and I still like didn't have all my knowledge and like be able to like stand up for everything that was going on in the sense of like I felt more Secret Service agents and cops than guests for the party. Like it was a fucking shit show. Like background checks. I had a chip, like a little pin that had a chip that had be on top of us. We were in the garage. It was the second floor. There was a whole command center. You couldn't cross areas. Like, you're not allowed to go there. You cross there, somebody's gonna come get you. Type of shit. Like and managing staff, like it wasn't my company. I got hired just to handle the kitchen. So I didn't get handle the front of the staff. I didn't even see Obama.
Was this when he was
President, yeah.
Oh shit.
And Hillary Clinton was there, Biden was there, the whole Heat team was there because it was Alonso's Morning's house.
Who did you speak to? Like who
I
reaches
thought
out to you?
the Democratic Party, because it was a fundraiser, so they're the ones that handle that.
This was for Pastor, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to
so,
Pastor.
Yeah, so he hired me to handle the kitchen.
Awesome.
Awesome,
So,
bro.
But that was just different next level type of like
That's
Memorable,
the,
yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
you
the,
had a Secret Service agent
dude,
next to you.
That's the
while you
final
cook.
boss, bro. You cooked for the final boss.
And
In the deep state, brother.
yeah. I'll do it, but they haven't brought me that money again. I'll cook it. Send me to the
They
deep state.
still got that chip on you, bro.
How nervous were you?
Bro, when the dogs and shit started coming out and they started checking every single thing that came in and stuff like that. But when it was time to cook, you get back to just you're cooking.
Yeah.
Like I don't go like, and this is something that I live by. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're hiring me, you're getting Billy, and Billy gets Obama gets Billy, and Joe Doe gets Billy. Everybody's gonna get the same type
Slanging
of service, the same thing, because
Facts.
that's my product.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change it because you're a VIP. He is. I may be more careful with certain things. Hide the cameras. Hide this. Don't take pictures. Do this. But at the end of the day, you're getting the same service.
Yeah.
Because you are my VIP if you're getting hiring me.
How did that specific event prepare you for like today? Do you still think about that? Like things
Honestly,
that went wrong maybe?
Yeah, but that event wasn't that. Like when you talk about challenging that part, the challenging part of that was dealing with Secret Service and dealing with the times I had to be there like at 8 in the morning and we didn't serve dinner till like 8, because just of all the security measurements and all the the streets were closed to start off because they don't let people in to close. Like for people to go to their house that were neighbors to Alonso Morning was a mission. So it was just there's other events that taught me a lot more and were more challenging. This was just more of a dread and long day and just. At the end of the day, it was just cooking.
Dude, you cooked for the president of the United States. That's huge, dog.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Damn, I don't even want to ask anyone else.
Mic drop, bro.
I sent tacos to Putin. Just kidding.
Did you cook tacos for the Pope or someone? Like
That's exactly. That's the only thing that can compete with that, bro. It's amazing.
That's awesome. I remember when you
Damn.
told me that, Fonzo's eyes lit up. Because we were handling his website. He's like, can we put that on the website?
Like, can you send me a picture with him? I'm like. But for me, it was honestly more like my whole thing. I have a record. I have a criminal record. I did something when I was 19, and I had to do a whole background check. And that's what I was scared of. Like that whole aspect. I almost didn't do it just because of that aspect.
You would have
But
held
I'm like,
yourself back?
almost.
Wow.
Like, I almost did it, but you know what? I talked to myself, and that's when you have the balls, and you're like, fuck it.
There you go,
Like,
yeah.
let them reject me. I'm not gonna reject myself. Like, if they don't,
Heard, bro.
so that's maybe
Well
the
done.
learning
You
experience.
say
Like,
that twice.
Then just fuck it. Like, let them. Like, at this point, you tell me you don't like it. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do my best. If you don't like it, that's on you, and I'll fix it, or I'll change it, or I'll give you a discount because I'll stand by my product.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
What about you, Jimmy?
They're all memorable, bro.
Nice.
But I guess, bro, that the most recent one I've done that we did, that it was that set for Nikki Gordo.
Yeah, the street block.
The street, dude, it was just the biggest thing I've ever made. So it just stands out as that, bro. Like the latest, biggest, most enjoyable too, because seeing a set being lit how it's supposed to look on camera is magical to me. Like every lighting is perfect, like everything's on point, and you could see it when you're on set.
And you're
then on
saying
camera.
like I did that.
Yeah.
Because that's priceless.
Yeah, it was a main actor. It was the main actor in the whole thing. Aside from obviously the artist that was in it, it stands out the most. It fills the frame the most. So yeah, I stand back. I'm like, yeah, I did that for sure.
How hard was that? Like, how many man hours did that take?
Dude, my girl always asks me, is that gonna be hard? I honestly just say, it's not gonna be hard. It's just gonna take time. You know, everything you take the level of cooking to anybody that hires you, same to me. You hire me to do something, it could be a small vinyl for your door, a t-shirt, or a big set. I'm gonna give it the same critique, the same attention, because it matters, bro. To me,
Same love.
same love, same quality. Because everything you do, bro, I've picked up work from the randomest of things. You'd be surprised that you could get the biggest types of work or the biggest opportunities from the thing you would have lost. You would have thought that was the thing that wasn't going to get you that. So that's why I always think that you got to give it 100%. I've done a couple things for Adidas that are memorable. We casted 200 shoes for their employees.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it needed to be done in like 4 days. I almost held myself back for that one. I was like, 4 days? Like, these people gotta be crazy to hit somebody up. They hit me up a week before, but when I did the timing of it, I thought I had 4 days to ship it. I had to ship it to 3 different spots, to Oregon, to New York, and to California. So I had to build a crate for that. That was part of the 4 days. The material was in Orlando, so I drove up in the morning, came back by noon. I started casting, making the molds that same day. That was memorable too. It worked out perfect.
For me, I would have to go with what I did with my podcast, the 3 List. When I wanted to get serious into acting and comedy, I reached out to my boy Justin Echeverria, J-Bird, J-Rock. He manages the Improv with his wife. Shout out Melissa. And he's like, yeah, come through. I'll hire you as security. You know, like you've worked at the clubs and stuff and with the heat and like, you know, you can deal with whoever, whatever. So I'll put you at the door. And that way you could just get your foot in the door and start like figuring out the comedy world, this and that, meeting people. So like that was a major blessing there. But that helped me do something real special with the podcast because I asked him if I could do a live episode of my podcast at the Improv. And he's like, bro, I love you. And like, I know what it's about and stuff. So it'd be a good vibe. Just like, we'll see the calendar. And like, it was a crazy thing. Like, yo, you got like 2 or 3 weeks to do it and promote it too.
That's pretty cool.
And I had never done a live one either. And I'm a big strength in numbers, like what I was saying about the tribe and everything. So it took a village to put it on. Shout out to DJ M. was our special guest for that. Our boy Jeremy, he introed us. Silva performed 2 songs for us. Inspector Lee, Marlon Wong DJ'd for us.
I have a couple friends that went and they loved it, so you had good.
I appreciate that. That's
Damn, I feel like I
like
missed
it was
out.
like crazy. And then I recreated my stew on stage.
Nice.
And like the biggest shout out outside of Justin, Melissa, Robbie Day at the Improv is my dad, because he put everything on his truck. Me and him loaded and took it through like the freight elevators and everything at the Improv there in Doral, and recreated the vibe, recreated the stew. And I was able to get my nephew Chris, which is now doing photography and video. That was his first ever photography job, with my wifey Steph's camera that wasn't working. She lent it to him, and that was his first like gig. He took pictures of Silva. Silva liked it from that. He started working with him after that.
So because of that, you were able to help a bunch of people, bro.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
And that's
So we said
again,
before, you
all
put
about
people
that.
in a room and the opportunities are endless.
Yes, sir.
It's all people that like I mentioned earlier, like just like preaching to the voiceless and stuff. Like so many people that I feel like ridiculous talent or just have their heart in this art that I wanted to showcase, and people that were making these transitions. Like you guys are getting out of the DJ world to give you guys opportunity to then like produce something there, to shoot something there, because Silva DJs, but he wanted to perform and be not DJ R Silva, but be Silva the artist. And then Marlon, you know, he wanted to get into DJing. So here's your first little gig here, you know, and I made him a little reel in the background with his logo and stuff. And he's like, yo, I felt so official. I put everybody's logo on the flyer. That's what we're talking about with the creds and stuff. Like, give everyone their flowers, man. Like, that's what I want. Just plant an entire garden, an entire forest of this shit. Like, so yeah, that was my special moment there. And shout out to my co-pilot through it all, Mr. Bill 11, Billy. So yeah.
Damn, that's dope though, to be able to do a live show. First of all, your first time doing a live show and it being successful is like a thing in its own. You get me? Like, because usually that's not the case for a lot of people.
It's the village though. That was the community.
But it takes a
Everybody
village.
that like showed up, everybody that showed love and stuff. Cause yeah, like I put my effort in, but then everyone put their effort by showing up and showing love. So strength in numbers.
Fuck with that. What about you, Z?
Big Z.
Big Z.
75 schmediums.
So many memorable projects, bro. I think actually it's funny because you were saying like opportunities you think wouldn't really be something turn out to be like maybe the start of something, which is funny because like everyone in this table has something to do with it. I think one of the biggest projects that I think were memorable for me was putting together like the Rockwell 10 year, because at the time I didn't really know it was gonna be such a massive project. I thought it was like, oh, we're celebrating another year. What are we gonna do?
We've done the 6,
Right,
5.
but this was like months and months of like, all right, and it kind of forced me to collaborate because I just literally could not do it myself. So, but now thinking back, I'm like, yo, that's when, all right, what can we do? Let's bring it to a community that's like doing this thing that like no one's showing love to, and we can kind of collaborate on that aspect. And then it allowed me to collaborate with Jimmy to like do a collab and a live pop-up show. Then even the box was Adrian putting his art on the gift box, which was even doper because that was a whole other mission of putting those boxes together. But
Which was lit, by the way.
Yeah,
The box was
great. Like, I
incredible.
still have the box.
Shout
like,
out.
that
Shout out.
aspect that I didn't even think of was the whole time. Dollar, bro.
Rocking the hat. Rocking the hat though.
But you got the hat. You actually got the
Rocking the
first
hat.
hat, dude.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I just want to say that I didn't get the box. But it's all good.
But I didn't even think of that aspect because I was so focused on executing the project. But then at the end, when everyone got the boxes, like months later, after I was like, yo, fuck these 10 years, and the event, and we did that event, but then we did like the DJ thing at 11 that like I had to put together all the stuff for. So I was like tapped out, but then like,
I didn't see you there.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm not celebrating with these guys. But then after Christmas and everything, everyone started getting the boxes and showing mad love and like being like super thankful and appreciative and like, you know, and I gotta give shout out to Brian. That was his idea of like, yo, we gotta thank everyone like one by one, not just, you know, one generic whatever. But then when I got that love back of like how dope the boxes and like the time and detail to it, then I was like, yo,
It was personal.
it was like a culmination of everything that was like,
That's a testament to like taking your time and putting love into something.
yeah.
You're gonna get that reciprocation back if you do it with 100% intent of like what you want. You know, what you wanted to do was thank everybody, and what you got in return was a bunch of thank yous.
Yeah.
You get me?
I wanted
That's
to
dope.
thank everyone, and I wanted people to know like the story behind it. Like, we're just not a DJ agency anymore. Like, it's like literally 10 years. It's a lot. It's not just that it happened overnight. So it was like the shirts, the merch, this, that, the event. Like, so at the time I was like, yo, it's just a lot of work I gotta do. But then looking back, I'm like, damn, that was fucking sick that I was able to do that with all these people that now I'm like fucking always working with.
You started in 2014 too?
I think I started
2013.
2013. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy though, because like we all
And his-
started around the same time.
too.
2014. I incorporated 2014, 13 too.
Yeah.
Jay
April, right?
incorporated
April,
2014.
April, October.
May 2014.
That's
So
not
we
a
all got a
coincidence.
10-year benchmark pretty much, which is crazy. Cause like,
Especially for our ages.
yeah, of course, cause a lot of people are starting now.
Young
TNT's on
bucks.
their
You
way
know,
to 10.
young as hell, doing some
That's dope.
Even I
entrepreneurial
started
shit.
my like individual LLC like just for tax purposes around the same time.
So shout out to DJ Zaya Inc. or whatever.
They sound.
So the hours are put in for sure.
Yeah, so the timing of everything was just perfect. But yeah, that's it.
I want to say something also about that Rockwell box. When they sent me that Rockwell box, I made a video of it. Like I got inspired.
Bro, everyone
To make a
just
video
thought
of
that.
it, like-
people are like, oh, let me pull out my phone. They're like, look at this.
I legit was like, I never got in one of those, and I'd always been surrounded by like, I was making deliveries to people to make these videos.
And
like,
I think it's like also
that was so special, bro.
the
Like
fact that
it sparked creativity too. Like
yeah, but the creative aspect of like we've been doing like every year we do like a party or whatever. But like what can we do this year that's like giving back, but also like different that lives on? It's not like just getting all these people and like the fact is not especially how old we are. It's hard to get people in a room to like for one night to like
It's like
celebrate something.
You gave them a hug from afar.
Exactly, and it's like yo, we
you brought
appreciate
them in
you.
wherever they were
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Bro, and that's the truth. The hugs. I tell people I love making food that gives you a hug to your heart.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what your
That's
grandma
right.
does, bro. Even
Yeah.
bro, they give you hugs. That's what I want to. Like, I want my food to give you a hug.
Like that. Hug
Put
to
that on
your
a
heart.
shirt, bro. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
What about you, Jay? Memorable project.
Memorable projects. I've definitely had my fair share of experiences. For tacos, one that stands out because of the amount of work it took was I want to say Art Basel, maybe 2019, right before COVID. It was, I think we did 4 activations the whole weekend. So we already had the food truck operating. We already had Tacos Kendall going. And we did 4 pop-ups in Art Basel. 3 of them were paired up with Swarm, and the last one was with BBC. And it was crazy, the amount of temp staff I had hired, the amount of food we sold at Art Basel that weekend, and just the production of it entirely. You know, I was driving around all of Wynwood in this badass side-by-side delivering food, and it felt fucking awesome because cops were like already kind of tuned in with what I was doing. So I was fucking riding the sidewalks in this bitch and, you know, overstuffing it with food. And we're not talking about a little golf cart. We're talking about a badass machine, you know? So it was cool. It was a really fulfilling weekend for what we were capable of doing. And, you know, the amount of food that was just handed out and our name and the amount of people we met through that weekend and ate our food, it was crazy, you know? I mean, I'm talking about everyone from Carucci was eating our food that day.
Nice.
I think, what's his guys? Pusha T ate our food.
Oh, that was
You know
that
what I'm
year.
saying?
I
PB and
remember.
Raga, you know, RP, he ate our food. That was just at BBC. At all the other events, Lord knows who went through there, but it was cool. It was a very fulfilling experience for me at that time because it definitely demonstrated that I can handle like festival-worthy quantities of food. And I think that's, you know, important, right? When it comes into this industry that I can feed 5 people like I can feed, you know, thousands at one point, you know? Another surreal moment for me for tacos was I'm a big fan of Cultura Profética. They're a Spanish reggae band from Puerto Rico. They're awesome. I've been listening to them since I was a kid. They had a concert done by Swarm again. Shout out Swarm. Appreciate y'all for this. And, you know, they knew I was a big fan of the band through my boy Javi. So he plugged me into cooking for not only the festival, but cooking for them backstage too, the actual artists. And so I went through this crazy like menu for them, you know, try to make sure everything was vegan, vegetarian for some of them. Allocated food to their tent. It was this whole process, and I never met them. I was fucking like, God damn it! But it was a satisfaction that they got to eat my food, which really fulfilled me more than anything. You know, I didn't need a photo, and I didn't need the photo. You know, I didn't need any of the satisfaction besides the fact that my food was being served to them, and I was only like a year or two into the game. You know, so it was just something that opened my eyes to being like, you know, again, this is limitless, and I can get to where I want to be just, you know, by manifesting it, honestly. And to throw one more in there, with DJing, I think the most memorable moment for me right now, it was DJing for my brother Brady, S. Brady. He was one of the artists that was performing at Rolling Loud, and he asked me to DJ for him. And this is totally against the sounds that I traditionally DJ, you know what I mean? My first festival experience, I didn't know what to expect. I got there and the music was delayed and plugging in was crazy. And in a matter of seconds, you know, I had to kind of, you know, face my, you know, my worst fear and just handle it. And it was handled. It worked well. I was able to MC. I was able to, you know, drop his tracks, throw on a little baby set before that, and it worked out. You know what I mean? And shout out to my dog, Matt Chewy Samuels, my dog. He definitely coached me through that to make sure that when I got there, you know, we were ready to do what we needed to, you know, and it wasn't just a fugazi moment. You know what I mean?
It's fugazi.
Is there?
Robbie, you want to jump in real quick? A memorable moment? No? You good? Heels?
I'll throw in. Oh, thank you, bro.
Just tagged you out.
Fuck, dude. Put me on the spot, bro. Memorable moments. Whew, I can't beat Obama, bro. But, nah, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. If I'm being honest, like I think quite a few, but I think the stuff that we're building right now, like to me, stands out because it's organic. It feels like organic. It feels there's no real pushing happening. I think a lot of times like we do different things and it feels like you're fucking pushing a boulder up a hill, you know?
Yeah, you're forcing things, yeah.
So I think the stuff I could do that, like for me right now is pretty memorable, and it's also like I said, like organic, and it feels spiritual in a weird way. Like you were saying, but damn, bro, he said some fire ass shit when we were having cookies and shit. But it was something. No, but it was something about like. Say it again. It was a fire quote, dude, about like whatever you speak into, what the words that you use, you're essentially speaking into existence.
Yeah, you gotta be meticulous with your word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta.
Because
everything you say will drive your life forward.
Right. Which is wild because
Or backwards.
we used to do. Hector and I used to do like these Ustreams, Ustream.tv. Mm-hmm. And we would like put it on while we were at Getty's and shit like that. And then we would also do like little skits. Like we have a skit that was like a beer pong game, and we were like fucking 17 years old. And like, so I think this moment that I'm living in right now is like something that I've spoken into existence maybe 10 years ago or
Like a
12,
culmination
14.
of that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that answers you. It does,
It
right?
does, of
Okay, good.
Shout out to Robbie.
Shout out.
September 15th, Netflix Heels. Everybody go.
Tune in.
Let's
go.
Give it a double like.
You're not doing a watching party? Let's do a watching party. So fucking projector, let's go. I got
Papi,
food, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oye.
Let's do it.
It's in the works. It's in
Food
the
and a
works.
That is
show.
perfect. I'm down. Count me in.
Food in the show. Let's go.
Dope.
Diego what?
Cut him out.
Cotton.
Nice.
September 15th.
September 15th,
Netflix.
Netflix.
If you don't
Everybody hit
got
that like
a
button on
login, holla at us. We'll share it. We each have 5 that we can put up. Everyone's watching this. Let's go. Season 3. Need a season 3.
Nah, but that's dope, bro.
Polly,
Love it. Mine? Oh, that's right.
your turn.
I don't know if there's a I have 2. I have one that's a project. I have 3. My bad. I'll be like Jay. I have 3. The first one, I don't know. It was a project within myself. I wanted to be the best DJ, the best house DJ in Miami. and with the help of my friends, Alfonso, my friend James, like a lot of my friends helped me get to this level, but we started this campaign, We Want Pauly at Mansion. And at the time, it was a far-fetched idea. They didn't really like me. They just thought of me as a promoter. So we wanted to show them something else. We did an event, and that event started the We Want Pauly at Mansion. People were chanting it. So for a full year, we started this hashtag. We started a Facebook group. It gained so much traction that, like, I think like January of 2011, Roman Jones calls my manager at the time was Richie. Shout out to Richie B. And Richie was the marketing director of Opium Group, so it was like a perfect thing. And he calls me. He goes, "I have like really good news. You need to sit down." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You're gonna get what you want." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "They want Pauly at Mansion." And I like that phone call was like I just got chills myself.
That's taking me chills too.
Because that was and I was young. I was 22 maybe, and it was a far-fetched idea. I knew that I can get Cameo because Cameo was like a smaller version, and like they didn't care about it. I got it, but getting Mansion was so far-fetched. Like only like the bigger DJs could touch that, especially headlining it. Maybe that I could open, but now they're like, "No, we want you full board. You get the full set. You play as long as you want. You can hire your own opener. You can hire your opener or whatever." And I was like, "You guys handle that. I just want to play from 1 to 5. You get me?" And it was great. I brought all of Kendall out to the South Beach. People had like signs. Like it looked like Swedish House Mafia was DJing there. My mom went. My mom was against the DJ thing. Didn't want my dad to buy me equipment. Like she's like, this is not what you're gonna do with your life. But she saw the commotion. She went. And she was like, "Holy shit, this might be like what you're destined to do." And at that moment, that night, leaving there was so surreal. It felt like it didn't even happen. I had to walk away from my friends and like sit back. And like that was like such a cool moment. Could never be replicated. I've done so many bigger things, but that was like a personal milestone that like I could have quit DJing that night. And you know, that kind of set me up my mentality of like, I'm the man, because I felt like that I still feel like that because of that. Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that night. I wouldn't be editing videos. I wouldn't be like eating Billy's food. I wouldn't be doing none of that if it wasn't for like how I felt. And then I like chase. And I got it again, just not for DJing, but working with Billy was a second thing. Not
Amazing.
the cooking. That was more of a, oh shit, I'm not that
Throw it
good.
on the fire.
I'm not that good at this, but it was more like working together, throwing pop-ups, figuring out how his social media is gonna look, just hanging out with him and like getting in his world and like the culinary thing. That's another thing that like I love so much because it was something he didn't want to do. So like me pushing him and me getting him to do it and then him liking it was like a cool moment too. And that, you know, we're still doing it today. And third is, I guess, working here.
I didn't know this could be an answer.
I thought about it because that should be my third because it's not that I got those feelings. It's just I have a feeling I'm gonna get the feeling that I want again from working with you guys. That would be it's gonna be my third memorable project. You get what I'm saying?
Nice.
But just think about
It
that.
might be my biggest
Those
memory.
3 things have been your
In the
progression
making.
in life. Those 3 things have been your next steps and your next build up, and what's gotten you to be the Pauly you're today.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get you this step today. It's gonna get you to the next
To
Pauly.
the next one, whatever.
And those are the growth and doing shit with love and doing shit, just doing it. The half of the people don't do it. Not even half. 80% of the fucking
99.9%.
don't
Yeah.
fucking go out and do what they want. And they have the talent to do something and just, they're scared, they're not got it right, or they don't have the fucking balls to do it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think I'm gonna.
Right?
I wanted to ask everyone maybe if you had like one word of advice, or not one word, but like a word of advice for future creators or for people on the come up in, you know, in any facet of industry that they want to be in. But
You want to go around
yeah,
or?
we'll go counterclockwise. This time.
Counterclock. A word of advice from your boy Jay is to conceptualize an idea is not far-fetched, and all it takes is actually getting it done. So if you want to be like your boy Jay and pick up a controller and DJ, and you have it in your head that you want to play for an audience, just do that shit. If you want to open up a restaurant, just ask questions. Ask ChatGPT. I'm just kidding. But you're a step away from getting any of that done. You're just conversations away from that. So go ahead and if you want to race cars, buy the simulator, race in your house, play Gran Turismo, and then go out there and race, bro.
Then figure it out.
You know, you can. You're not too old.
I mean, I think a similar answer is just do shit. I think just trying different shit or different things that you're passionate about. Like, it might not work out or it might work out, but you're gonna learn something along the way, like Billy said, that's gonna take you to the next step and the next step and the next step, and you're gonna figure out what that thing might be, or if it's all the things. But I think it's important to just do the shit. It sounds easier than it is, but
Just do it.
just do
It's
it
definitely
right on
not
it.
easy. Whoever thinks that they're
yeah.
gonna go create something that's gonna be easy, go
it's-
sit back down because it's not.
But it's worth it.
But it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of we all have the same like mindset on certain things, so we might have like similar answers. But I think for like future creatives, and I mean, it's not even future creatives. You're born that. So I think like respect what you are from the moment that you recognize it, and the only voice in your head should be yours. It should be the loudest one, and it shouldn't even be that loud because it should be the only one that lives there. And yeah, just follow your heart. If your heart and your head are on the same page, then nothing else fucking matters, bro. Like don't question anything else. You have everything else. That is your gut instinct telling you everything. That is everything lining you up to where you're supposed to be. If there's no friction, there's a fact behind that. So you're not pushing anything uphill. It's pushing you. If you're part of that wave, let go and trust whatever it is, whatever you believe in, because you're doing what you're supposed to.
A word of advice for the next generation would be, bro, to never stop being a student. I think the human body is the biggest computer on this earth. There's no limit to the amount of knowledge you can gain. There's no limit to the amount of information that's out there. You know, you don't have to rely on an institution. You don't have to go to UM to be a good student. You don't have to go to an Ivy school or anything like that. There's so much information out there. And I'm the epitome of that. Like, I started graphic design 10 years ago, and now I'm developing video games. And none of that was through an institution. That was all me constantly getting uncomfortable with learning something new, spending time in those softwares and those mediums, and just continue to do that. I'm still a student today. Like I just found out how to do 3D websites. I'm studying that right now because it could lead to something else. Not only that, like I'll get work from so many different avenues because I've never took off my foot off the gas when it comes to being a student, you know? Like, so my advice would be to constantly learn and make that a state of mind. It's, you know, it's not a place.
Put in love. If you put in love, the money will come, the fame, whatever you're looking for will come after, but you just gotta put the work and the love. That's all you gotta do. If you do those two things, eventually you will make it. Because it's not easy. Hey, it's easy saying that 10 years later, but for day one where you're doing it and starting by your house, doing the shit by yourself is not easy. And most people are gonna guide you the wrong way. And it's not because they're doing it on purpose, it's because they don't know any better.
You should flip it. It's not easy. It's hard, actually.
It is
it's
hard.
Extremely hard.
But if you put the love and the work, it comes.
The hard work
Facts.
pays off. Yeah. For me, this is new for me, but don't be scared to ask for help. I know that you think you know what you want. An outside perspective is very important. That's something I learned recently. didn't think it was that important, but the outside perspective is definitely important, whether it's hate, whether it's not, but it's important. Something to take a factor in. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't get scared if something that you showed to someone is bad and they tell you it's bad. That's what they're supposed to tell you. Get scared when you know it's bad and they tell you it's good. And I appreciate all you guys coming out here, taking the time to talk and trying
you.
Billy's food. We've been in the round, so we're out of here.
Thank you,
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Bless.
us.
In the round.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
So
Another